Howdy, howdy, y'all.
Hey, gang.
Well, we are having minor technical difficulties, so bear with us a little bit. We're hoping we got everybody in here. Our mics are not seeming to working for some reason, so I don't know what happened. He said, "You broke his stuff." So we got the whole gang here. Judy is coming. We got Sean Razorback here. We got Tony and Judy. She's checking on the picture, making sure, because I can't see the picture, y'all. We got a little sun right here in our eyes, so that is what it is. So, can anybody hear us okay? We're checking. All right. So, if everybody can hear us, we're good then. So, anyway, the big news, they're up here for a special reason, and it ain't just to sit here and look pretty. Okay, just so you know, we'll spill them beans here in just a little bit. But I wish I had a way to talk to y'all. I can't see any of the chat or anything because that phone's like 8 feet away from me, so I can't see y'all at all.
I can't see the chat because there's too much sun.
I can see the chat.
Well, you,
He's got the bigger grosses. See?
I got the big glasses. I can see the chat.
All right, so everybody can fill me in on the chat then, right?
Yeah.
Fill me in on the chat.
Gary, get a haircut.
No. Stop telling me what to do.
Hey, Paul, Honeyman.
What's happening, Paul?
Hey, Laurie. And Charlene.
So I'm gonna let everybody else say all the highs because I can't read it at all. So
if I had my glasses, I think I could read it.
Liam.
Oh, Charlene Grady, I know. Oh,
Arlen.
Liam. I think I got y'all. I'm glad everyone came to this live.
this is awesome. So yeah, I'm gonna address something real fast here, real quick. The video yesterday, there was a bunch of you that came to my defense, but there was also a few of you that said, "Why are you working on the buggy when you got so much to do on the Gemstead?" So 10 inches of rain, y'all. That's the reason I'm not working on the Gemstead. Everything's got to dry again. you know, even the pond. I mean, it filled 4 feet, y'all, just in an hour. To give you an idea. So yeah, I thought, well, you know what? I'm gonna dig the buggy out, and since how one of y'all sent me all these parts, I thought, why not just go ahead and just start tinkering with that a little bit at a time, there's gonna be a bunch of videos on it, when I put a few parts on here and there, and doing some modifications. Tony and I were over there a little while ago talking about it, and then seeing how we can make some modifications to it and make it fun.
It'll be fun.
We need to have fun.
So I was gonna try to get the video out to you today, but then I thought, you know what, I got the live today, so I'm just gonna go ahead and finish doing what I got to do around here. Like I dug more on the pond today. We went over and helped Maverick, and got some more of that done. Got a bunch more dirt piled up, mud piled up out here, not dirt. But one thing we did find, Tony and I did find while digging this hole, we found some really cool rocks that's gonna make a very cool waterfall for this pond, y'all. It's gonna be awesome. Can't wait. No, I'm not talking about the slate for the pergola either. I'm talking about some nice, good sized rocks.
It's actually river rock.
Yeah,
Smooth head river rock.
it's gonna be sweet. It's gonna be very cool. So eventually, I'll be building all that up and making that happen. There's, one of these times. I have to still got to get some pool liner to do that. I'll build up the dirt and then we'll set the pool liner on there and place the rocks and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, and then friend of ours in Florida, Tim, if you're in here, which chances are you are, he's bringing me a pool pump, an old pump, a well pump, I guess it is. That's going to work very well for that. And we're going to be using that to help the waterfall do its thing.
West House want to know what engine you have on Buggy.
It's actually a 250cc engine that I bought off Amazon. It's got 4 forward gears and reverse. Uh-oh.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
First time.
Grandpa Paul. Hi, Gwen. Hi, Bev.
So what are we going to start calling you, Paul, then? We're going to call you Papa Paul?
Papa Oh,
Oh, there we go. Paul's gonna start getting now. Now we're gonna start giving it back to you, Paul. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing the rocks, y'all. Doing the waterfall and everything. I did dig out one section of this pond right here that's going to be really, really deep for the fish to hide in, and you know, because we are going to make this clear pond, but also have have fish in it. So there's going to be some bass and what have you like that, and the crappie in there. So, or some people call them crappies.
in fact, where I'm from, we go sakale.
Sakale, huh? Well, see, there you go. We learned something new today.
That's white perch, crappie.
Y'all catching?
Kitchen. Cause you know, what are y'all doing? Fishing? No, we're just sitting here drinking beer. Of course we're fishing. What do you think? We got fishing poles in the water, we're in a boat sitting in the middle of the lake and they're cooking in the sun. What do you think we're doing?
Lost my Rolex somewhere right in here. We're trying to catch
uh, the only thing, you know, I love to fish, but I always suck at it so bad. Cause the only thing I ever catch is the buzz from drinking beer out there. So.
I'm always the winner. I always get the big fish.
Do you? We went fishing on the Gulf and Mary caught squid.
Squid?
Yeah,
What y'all did with?
just threw it back. It squirted all over her. She pulled it up and it squirted right at her.
the black stuff.
Yeah, no, it was just white water, but it still
Oh.
squirted right at her.
No die. Hey, Paul, what's up? Hey, Marco Torres.
What's happening, Pops?
I am Nona Milton.
Haven't got to see you in a while, man. Pops is coming to visit, from what I understand.
Oh yeah,
Cool.
Yep.
we like Pops.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
excited to see you, Pop.
Definitely.
When Pops comes to town, Mary cooks the good stuff. Okay.
Anona Milton. Howdy.
What's happening, Nona? So, y'all, it is a beautiful day out here. You can see we're not sitting here cooking right now. It's like,
Gorgeous.
yeah, t-shirts or sleeveless shirts anyway.
Like 60 something.
Is it? Is that cold?
68, I think. It's 65 or 68.
But we're sitting right
but to say, I
in
can
the
look
sun.
65, 68. I usually have a jacket on. Florida, I'd be bundled up.
My phone says 64 here.
Huh.
Feels good in the sun.
Yeah, sitting right here. It's really
Feels
nice.
too.
So things are starting to grow green around here. Hopefully we'll get some of this dirt built up out of there and start getting some stuff there. Tony had a good suggestion earlier about helping once we get this built up out here was plant clover out here.
Howdy, Rose.
Clover will make your grass healthy.
Yeah.
Will make your dirt healthy.
Marco
Okay.
wants to know,
It's a nitrogen fixer.
Gary Marco wants to know who your guests are.
The
Read-
guests sitting right here. They fixing to spill some beans here in a minute.
Who asked
Right.
that? Marco Toro?
Yes.
Marco Torres, yeah.
Hi, Marco. It's Judy Jules and the Big Italian.
You see us in the lives all the time.
This is in Peter's Lives. Yeah.
And Gary.
Hi, Rose.
So now you know. That's like I said, they fixing to spill some beans.
We're going to roll that beautiful bean footage.
What time is it anyway?
It is 5:10.
5:10. So about 5 more minutes. I think we ought to spill that and let everybody know what's happening. That way we've got some time to talk about it. Because you know sometimes 30 minutes is not enough time to talk about it. So
Right.
that and they are the special guest today. So you know they came up here just for this live, just for today, so they could tell you all about it. So if you haven't gone over there and subscribed to Judy Jules and the Big Italian, they're how many away from 1,000?
1-7 away. We have 8.
Yeah.
Well, 160.
160.
160
Yeah,
away.
keep
So
going.
come on, see if we can get 160 people to make them hit their 1,000 for this live. That would be it. It would be awesome. Go in. Nice. No, don't hit the button twice. Never mind. That one messes you up.
I have to really like get side.
See, there you go. She got a side hustle going on there, right?
You know the name of it? It happened in the barn.
And don't tell.
Hello, Washington Pharmacy.
That's what I was going to put. What happens in the barn stays in the barn, but that was too many letters.
Ginger from Not for Nothing Homestead said that you're never going to believe what's coming. A
Ginger.
Georgia,
Uh-oh. From Georgia?
a public.
Oh, you got a Publix coming up there to your place tomorrow? That's kind of cool. I love their chicken, man. I miss their chicken so bad.
I've never been in one.
Publix, man, they make the best.
It's a grocery store?
It's a grocery store.
Like a rotisserie chicken?
Deli.
No, they make the best wings,
Oh.
seasoned and hot wings, but they're breaded and man, tear them things up. Shorty doesn't like hot food, but she'll eat them. You know.
Wings are good.
See, there you go. You're already growing. Already growing. They need 160. Let's see if we can get them 160 before tonight.
Rachel, will you be my manager?
And some
I
good
s-
news.
I can't really see.
Some good news on Brian Wilkerson, y'all. His wife did y'all. Thank all of y'all very much. Y'all donated enough money so that she could be cremated. He brought her ashes home yesterday, and thank you very much for that. He only owes a couple $100 more, and it's all done.
Praise
So thank you all very much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
That is an unbelievable burden to pick up off of someone.
Yeah, he texted me this morning. He was just like, thanking me for that. That finally got it. He's only got a couple $100 more to go to pay him off, but they went ahead and did it for him for what he had. That was awesome. So y'all did it. Thank you very much for that. That's what you call family right there.
You know
So-
what? The very reason that we started a channel is because we wanted to be in the community. That's a true story.
Right.
You know, someone gets down, everyone tries to help them share their burden. You know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, 'cause-
even if it's only $15 or 25, if 30 people do it,
Yeah.
you just had your burden lifted. you know?
Exactly.
In the skill sharing, people have certain skills that other people don't have. Comes in handy.
Yeah. That's the way communities used to be. Was like
yeah.
that. You know.
Barn raising.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The Amish still do it today.
Yeah, where I'm from, they have called a boucherie. It's a butchery. And so you butcher a pig,
Mm-hmm.
make cracklings, make lard, make boudin, which is sausage, cut it all up, split it all up. Everybody had ice boxes instead of refrigerators.
Right.
And so that's how people used to do things
And that's
in the country for sure.
that's the part of the reason I love being up here. You know, we may not all get along and be perfect and and be huggy lovey, all the time. But I'm telling you what, when it comes down to it, everybody comes together one way or the other.
That's right. I agree with that.
And you may not have those people there that are your best buddies and you see them all the time. But man, I'll tell you what, when it comes down to it and you need the help, they're there. You know what I
It's
mean?
funny when somebody's got a big project going on, there's no room to park.
Right.
There's out everywhere. I mean, we were moving a friend, and we drove up from Hot Springs with a trailer, and there were like 8 trailers parked. We didn't even get to hardly haul nothing.
Right.
Sir. Junk in our trailer, all the stuff was already picked up. We carried like cement blocks and stuff.
We had a great time.
Right.
A great time.
So I guess you can kind of say that Mary and I are the founders of the Gemstead Nation now. We're gonna have to start calling that the Gemstead Nation back here.
Well, we're trying to think of a name for the whole thing. That might be good.
But okay, so you ready? Is it that time?
It's
Anyway.
that time.
All right. So here's the big announcement. You ready? It's on them.
We are buying 10 acres right on the other side of Rachel and Sean and Back to Good. So there's going to be the Gemstead and then Back to Good, and the Rabbit Hole is going to be the name of our new project.
Our
So-
homestead.
So
It's
they're
going to
gonna
be our new
moving
homestead.
right here, y'all. Isn't that so cool?
Yep.
So
Right there.
Yep. We got new neighbors.
we're gonna have to come up with a name that kind of covers all of this area. You know what I mean? Because
You know,
Tell me the idea for
Tuberville,
the road.
Tuberville, or
Tuber Road.
Tuber Road,
Tuber Road,
Tuber Road.
But
you know.
Tuberville's not bad.
Tuberville's not bad.
Yeah.
Everybody send your comments. Leave everybody's channel with some comments on somebody's channel about what you think this whole. Because you got to figure now we've got David out here.
There's 7
Come on.
YouTube channels.
We got us. We got Back to Good. We got Tony and Judy and
Mary and Miley, and then Miley,
yep.
and we got
Justin.
And Sean's channel.
Sean's
So-
got 8 channels.
There's like 8 channels right here on this, what, 5, 10, 20, 30, on 30 acres right here.
Yeah.
So we got to come up with a name for the community right here. You know
I
what I mean?
like Tuberville, but it's not just Tuberville.
Yeah.
In Louisiana, Tony's parents were in a club, like people they got together every weekend and had supper parties and stuff, and they called themselves the CIA, Coonasses in Action, and they met 20 years.
Oh, yeah.
They had it going 20 years.
Got 10 couples, and you get 20 people every Friday night at your house. It'll get old.
Yeah, no doubt.
On Friday night, the men cooked and the women played cards, and on Saturday night, the women cooked and the men played cards, and it was at a different place every weekend. So like about once every 2 months, it was at your house.
Okay.
But
So we might have to set when we get the pond built back here, the big pond back here. That might be kind of cool. We'll build us some cabins, a couple of cabins back there, and
Pavilion.
a little pavilion. Yeah, have it going on back there. You know, that's basically a cook shack. Huh? Hey, there's Brian. We were just talking about you, man.
Brian.
What acres?
Spanky in the game. I know who Spanky is.
Crazy.
Oh, crazy.
Well, I got a question for Judy and Tony. We didn't seem to really have standing water on our property at Back Good, but did you see any standing water down on the property?
We didn't look a little bit yet.
But we didn't see
I
anywhere.
don't see. I don't see.
We went down there today and took a picture. We didn't see.
Now we did take the drone back there a week or two ago, and their channel's probably going to be posting that here soon, right?
Yep.
Now that we've spilled the beans on that, but yeah, we did take the drone and fly it back there, and they've got some pretty good footage of that.
It's beautiful
but-
land.
They got some high property back there, so that's ought to be pretty sweet for them back there.
And when we did walk the other day, we walked quite a bit. And of the whole thing, we only saw one pine tree. And we don't like pine trees, so that was really great.
Paul says the only name for the road he can think of is the Crazies.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let y'all chat with them for a minute. Be right back.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go through it, and then we're gonna bring it and put it in the path, and we're gonna find us a spot for it, and then come up on the weekends and or long weekends. But I work 3 days a week during the week, so 4 days a week we'll be out here getting our stuff together.
I'm gonna get a chicken door, automatic chicken door. And then, cause right now we have to get a babysitter. when we come.
We got
Some
chickens to
animals.
lock up at night, let out in the morning
Dogs,
and
yes.
feed. But yeah, we're gonna get set up where we can come over and spend a few days at a time, and get us a homestead start. A place for our chicken, place for our dog fenced in.
And we'll build a little forever tiny house deeper into the woods. We'll put the camper close to the edge. Cause
Yeah.
when the utilities get there, that's where they'll go. Then go just a little bit deeper and just build a tiny little house for us.
I don't want to do a shed house conversion. We're just gonna build it from scratch. And it's not gonna be very big. We don't need a lot.
To like live in till I have a place to live in. Cause the camper is it's smaller. It's the smallest camper.
Yeah, it's like
It's
a
tiny.
17, 18-foot camper. It's small.
And when you're 6'3", guess what? That's,
Yeah.
You can't turn around and change your shirt without bumping into something. Jonesy, good eye, mate.
What's up, Jonesy? If you didn't know, Jonesy, we just announced that we just buying the 10 acres of land on the other side of Back to Good, Rachel and Sean. So there's going to be
We're gonna have the YouTube story then.
Junk to
The
Jim's
homestead.
Jimstead, and then back to good, and then the rabbit hole is gonna be where we're at.
You got Mary and
Judy
Miley.
Jules and the Big Italian.
Got Come On over here. Got Come On HQ over here. So that's gonna be cool, man. All YouTubers up here.
Oh,
Whenever-
every day.
yeah,
Every month.
every,
Yeah,
yeah,
every
once a
day,
month.
Rachel.
We have to
At
set
least
that
once
on.
a month.
Yeah, set that on the YouTube. The payday that the day that YouTube pays us. There's these new lips I just got these at Walmart. We'll have to set that up for that weekend. We'll have a get together.
I've got to get more subscribers or I cannot pitch in on the pork chops.
See, there's a hint for you. How many she got now? Come on, we need 100. They needed 160 when we started the live. How many we got now?
I won't be able to see, so I'm not gonna Google.
Got 850.
Really? We got 10
10
on
more?
there.
All right, come on. We need 150 subscribers, y'all, for these guys.
That's right.
Come on, let's make them official YouTubers because see, they can't technically move here until they're official YouTubers.
That's right.
No,
Oh, God.
they got to be monetized and official YouTubers.
Gary controls the road, so we
100.
can't
Yep.
move over here unless we get up.
I'll be putting the gate up there. You ain't a YouTuber?
Lay down the law.
They'll have to feed us until we get monetized.
Yeah. I think they don't.
We get a lot.
Said I'm not allowed.
Oh,
That's it. He's fired. Finding another doctor.
Nice to finally meet you. Who said that? Is that Marco Toro? Well, I'm not gonna have people.
All right, come on, y'all, like and subscribe. Somebody pop their links up there. Does anyone got their links up? I can't see the screen
watch
over
the
there,
dog
y'all.
farm.
We're completely blind. All the people with light colored eyes are just winging it at this point. Am I right? Lee.
Lee.
Stand down. Hey, is Lee in here?
Liam,
Lee.
Liam from Iron.
No, Lee
No.
from Washington. Did you hear the announcement, Lee?
Yep, I think she did. And
We
Reverend
love Lee. She's our
subscribe.
Lee's the only one that ever in real life walked up to me and said, "Are you Judy Jules from YouTube?"
That's awesome.
In the thrift store.
I didn't get a chance to say it earlier. I
I
didn't
think we
want
had
to
150 subscribers at the time of the movie, you know, it's kind of freaky. Wasn't expecting that.
Believe it.
That's
She
awesome.
said, I was listening to you talking. It sounded like you. And so I said, "Well, look around her. Is there a big dude?" And she started looking around, and Tony was right there. She said, "That's got to be her."
We have to be
Yeah,
healthy,
that's-
so the kids are watching the puppy.
861.
That's one of the coolest things ever, y'all, about YouTube is when I was moving the first load up here, all right, and then I go into an auto parts store in BFE, Louisiana, and this guy knows who I am and says, "I got your parts already right here." I was like, "What, did Drew already call you?" And he's like, "Drew? No, I don't know a Drew." He said, "But I knew you were right here because I seen the video." He said, "I knew you were coming here, so I already hooked you up, man." There's the only auto parts store right there, so he already knew I would be coming. So I had went. The trailer was like 3 or 4 miles down the road, and I went and got a hotel, and I got in there the next morning, and he spotted me out in the parking lot in the U-Haul truck, and he's like, "Yep, I know who you are." I was like, "That is in BFE, Louisiana. Really, you knew who I was, and that was so cool of him."
You know, where we found y'all was when y'all had already come to Arkansas, did the live with the bobblehead.
All right,
You're update.
Woohoo!
keep going. All right.
Very happy.
134 to go.
7%.
Oh,
Yeah.
No, it's Jim's stitch. She gets 7. I get 3.
y'all see
That
that?
ain't gonna be a hard check to write.
All right.
Oh no. Lee said, "I'm here, Judy."
Uh-oh.
We'll be putting out some long form content, so
Check on the dogs. There's something over there driving them nutty.
I bet Lucy, I have a deep part.
Oh, yeah.
She's already parked.
Is she?
Yeah.
She teaching Linus already how to bark. Lucy, I mean, she is the cutest little puppy, y'all. She ain't but that big.
Oh, that is a cute puppy.
She is the cutest little thing. And you can just tell she's got that shepherd and all those personalities all combined there. So you can just tell she's got that going on.
You can look at the paws too. It's gonna
Yeah.
be a big dog.
She's gonna be a force to reckon with around here.
Thank you for the subscription, Brenda.
Yay, Brandon Mooney,
Brenda Jessup.
Brendan Jessup. That's even
Hey,
better.
guys,
Than that. That's awesome.
subscribe.
Sweet.
I'm assuming.
Well, I'm here in spirit, but I can't see the chat.
Watch it talk about details, but I kept saying she asked about everywhere.
What'd you say?
So we're not gonna ask stuff.
But I recognize Judy's voice when she asked about vintage Tupperware.
Do they even still make Tupperware?
Yeah, but it's ghetto now.
No. Okay.
Tony tried to take lunch to work the other day in a 1960 perfect condition, no odor, pink Pyrex.
She was
I
like,
had that's a different one. Then he came home that day. I said, "Where's your container?" Left it at work.
In the trash can.
no, that's in the door of the refrigerator. I didn't eat it. I would.
They sell those little cheap ones at Walmart. That's
We'll
what
get
cheap.
some. We'll get some.
So now you know. Don't.
H3, thanks for the subscription.
All right, come on. How many people we got in the live tonight?
Got 181.
Yes.
See, that's enough to put us right over the top.
So 181 out there, and we already know there's a few of you in the chat that have already subscribed. So go ahead and go to Judy Jules and the Big Italian. Let's see if we can get them over 1,000 before the night's out. We don't have to do it in the live, but because there's a bunch of you that are not going to see the live right now, but I already know you will afterwards. So let's get them over 1,000. Let's get them monetized. They get that 1,000. Now all you got to do is work on their watch hours.
Yeah,
So
we're gonna be doing live, and then we're gonna be putting videos. Boy, do we got plenty of material to make videos.
right. So if y'all haven't seen their video the other day that they put out about the drainage ditch they had, their culvert got, that was crazy right there. Right?
Down the street, our neighbor, a big piece, big as a room. It's just gone.
Yeah.
In a circle. It was moving.
Pops leaving?
Later.
See you soon, Pops.
Into bed. What? It's 5 o'clock.
No,
6 o'clock.
it's too early.
There.
Hey, our meetup. Welcome in.
So
Special loop video.
today, because after all that 10 inches of rain, his road in front of his place was literally a river. The whole road was a river. So you've seen where we had to fix the last time that it flooded over there. So then,
Here you want. I got a hand.
so after this last 10 inches of rain, of course, it washed it again. So I went over there and scraped up a bunch out of the road and put it back in his driveway there. That driveway that we built, that was going up the hill. We put all that back in there, but I think we're gonna do concrete this time and make it go out and over that, so we ain't washing this rock down the road. I'm sure that's costing him way more for me to go over there every time it rains like that and go over there and fill that back in than it is to just pour the concrete. So I'm gonna talk him into that. So Brent, if you're watching, Brett, we're doing it. We're doing concrete on that thing.
Hey, Greg and Gina.
Even if we gotta buy bags and start filling it with bags, just spreading bags out there and watering it down, it would still be better. What's that? Oh, the Dirty South.
Yeah, it is.
I do like that name though.
It is good.
They got some really cool YouTube names.
Oh yeah.
One of my favorites is about Lip 29 with that YouTube police.
Yeah.
I mean, that's good. That's just good.
But where is Gary? YouTube police. Where are you at, Gary? I know you're working, right?
Yeah.
He's usually working about this time. From Florida.
Yeah,
They're
big wave.
kind of neighbors. Kind of neighbors. Yeah, we went up there and seen them before we left. Got to meet them. They're really cool people. They moved from South Florida. They had to get away from all that craziness down in South Florida
yeah.
and moved up there to the woods. You need a grasses?
Sorry, we're having a married conversation back here where people are trying to talk. If anybody was late, you should say it again, Judy.
Say what?
Say it again. Fridays are late.
Oh, yeah.
It's your turn this time.
That's
He
right.
said it last time.
Okay, we're Judy Jules in the Big Italian, and we're purchasing the 10 acres right next door to Back to Good, which is right there. So we're gonna live up here with the peeps,
We're gonna be part of that.
and we're gonna film it all, and
Community in
we
a
need
big way, 'cause
subscribers.
there's a lot of channels right here.
Isn't that awesome, y'all? I think that is so cool.
Damn big.
Yeah, right. It's finally, and the pond is working awesome. Just so y'all know, the water literally is draining off the property super fast. Like compared to that one time before we started digging the pond, there was just staying soaking wet out here. Like even a little bit of rain would keep it soaking wet, but now it's draining off so fast that I can literally pump it down in 20 minutes and it's all drying out over there. So
The ground's a lot harder.
Yeah, we drove up from Hot Springs, and I'll be honest, I was expecting to see a lake when we pulled in. And I mean, and it's dry, it's dry with just a few wet spots, you know, I mean,
Yeah,
few things are holding water, but the rest
Yeah.
of it is dry.
it's mainly just like puddles here and there, that haven't been able to soak up yet. But for the most part, yeah, it's dry.
Hey,
change.
Oh, is there a place? Yeah, I can't
Yeah.
wait to go down there. One of these days, I'll get back down there.
Jonesy said he got our stickers
Yeah.
from Back to Good in
Yeah.
the mail. Did you get them today, Jonesy? Oh, yesterday? So it took, that wasn't that long.
It wasn't hardly, it wasn't $2. I was really surprised.
Yeah, it was $1.65 to send a letter to Jonesy in Tasmania from Arkansas.
With like 2 stickers.
No, that wasn't bad at all. I'm not sure that was going to be like a $10 mail call.
Brian Wilkerson says, I want to thank everyone that donated to my PayPal to help with my wife's cremation. I picked up her ashes yesterday. Yesterday, we would have been together for 29 years.
Isn't that awesome, y'all?
It is.
Thank you all so much for that again.
It's just,
We hated it.
Community, and I'm really thankful to everybody who was able to help us with that.
That's what makes me want to be doing what I do. I've had this conversation many times before, but just the fact that I can use my influence to help others is what this is all about for me mainly. I get to make enough money that I don't have to. I'm 60 years old, y'all. I'm fixing to be 61 in a few months. So for me, not having to go out there and kill myself working like I used to, so that's a bonus. But the main part of this is being able to help y'all, and for all of you subscribers out there, if you need that help, or you're having tragedy in your life, reach out to one of us. I promise you, we're gonna do whatever we can, and we're gonna use our media influence to help that happen. And you see what happened with Brian. That's a prime example. You know, they live on next to nothing. He's an older gentleman, and he's had like major back surgeries and what have you like that, and then his wife passing away because of medical issues, and then y'all stepped up. And for all of you, even that donated $1 or $5, you don't even have a clue that even $1 for each every time somebody does that, that adds up, and it added up big time because Brian doesn't owe but only a couple $100 now for that whole deal and got it taken care of. So thank you very much. And again, that's why I'm here anyway. Everybody has their own agenda for this YouTube thing, but
you won't find a better group of people.
yeah, the fact that you can make that something like that happen is just awesome.
Congratulations, Melva and Donnie. In 10 days, they will celebrate 52 years of marriage.
Wow.
Oh,
Congratulations. Yeah.
52 years.
and after 30, he was buying a backhoe. She said, "What you buying that for? You don't need to dig no holes." Yeah, I will soon.
Uh,
Oh, Rachel's just sleeping on the job.
Oh, Rachel, slacking back there. She's. We got a moderator in house, and she still won't drop the link.
Oh,
she's only been a manager.
Working at it.
So she's not terribly motivated.
We're
Jack,
trying to
excited
dig,
for
so.
getting married. I'm excited about the beans in the corn and Melvin down. Okay, there's Tony Duke's channel.
You'll show them love.
52 years, Melvin Donnie. That is awesome, y'all. That is so cool.
We're hoping that the first party we have at the rabbit hole in June, we're gonna have our 30th,
881.
and that's a good number for a
Okay.
huge blast, you
Yeah.
know?
Yep.
And we'll probably just be like a fire pit and some chairs and the food and us, and I think it'd be great.
See, 30 years right there.
Ronnie Daddy said he's having a hard time hearing everything.
Sorry, Ronnie. Turn up your hair aid. I got mine turned way up.
Is this better? Dear.
He's got his hearing aids in.
Oh, yeah.
But you know, Gary, about his hearing aids, sometimes when he comes in from work, he takes them off. What do you suppose that means?
Well,
Well, she talks to me loud enough.
see, here we go. Reason God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth. Okay? Gave you 1 mouth to speak little and listen a lot.
J and B. No, there's nothing on that property but some trees.
You
There's
can't
no,
even pull a vehicle in
there's
there
no,
right now.
there's no water available on the site. There's no electricity available. It is raw land.
Yep.
Now we're gonna get power sent out that way, and we're gonna get water sent out that way. Might be 2 months, might be 20 years. I don't know.
Oh.
I'm kidding. We don't know.
She's like, I got to stick close. You don't
20
see that
years.
Shouldn't be a huge problem to get
Right.
water and power out there. So it'll take a while for that to happen, but we have a camper.
And if that
You know,
happens on the slow side, we've got off-grid professionals behind us. And actually, when we lived in the swamp, Butler Rose, Louisiana, you couldn't even make coffee with the water that we had. You had to chew it up. You know, it had rocks and stuff in it. So until we get our electricity and water, then we can still, you know,
That's right.
function because we got these two.
I don't care who you are. Anybody got to chew up water? That right there. That's funny.
You know, Sean has been doing all that for 4 years with a wife and 2 teenage kids. So, I mean, think of all the skill level that is on this street. Tony's a master tech auto mechanic. Gary's construction.
But just so you know, Tony is the one that fixed Bertha after they told me it was going to be over $1,000 over there to fix Bertha.
20 minutes, 20 cents.
Yeah.
You know,
In fact, I still got to go over there and get them parts because I had the guy order them little pieces, but I still got to go pay for them, you know, just to keep them around.
Sean has above average solar skills. From living in the desert
Yep.
off grid for 4 years and nobody died.
his brain's fried though.
Enough water.
Starting to get
I
a
went in
bad
forage
patch.
for food every day. That's what the dog thought every time he got home. Great food.
We got a first class rattlesnake wrangler in case we need one.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Rachel had
You ought to go see that. She's got him hanging on the fence. Ugh.
The rattles, I could have him go look at the video if he needs.
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
We used to saw it privately, but no, I didn't
Oh.
post it publicly.
When I was
It was vulnerable to the snake lovers out there. They were a danger to our family.
Yeah.
But,
Well, there were rattler snakes, you know,
but
rattlesnakes.
and what-
That's about salad and beef.
they have just a natural attitude about them. Like, we kill them and like, what was no big deal? Because, we would deliver rounds to the guns, the 109 howitzers and whatever like that. And then our team would go and hide out in the woods. We'd make a little campsite all by ourselves, and we would pull guard duty around the perimeter. So we would kill these rattlesnakes, cut their heads off, bury the heads real quick, and hang them over the trees. And then our chief of smoke was a Mexican guy, and he hated snakes. And he'd come up there, hey, skills, you got the snakes up there? Yeah, smoke. Come out here. I need to talk to you.
Hey.
Well, that's fantastic, and that's my lucky number. Actually,
Wearing my dress later,
I
man.
know that.
I'm gonna put on my halter top.
why do you think it's good?
Right?
Little Markham says call. We'll have to put that on the tally sheet.
Yep.
Yeah,
So, like I said, y'all send each channel a message. All of us, all 4 of our channels here, send us all a message.
Hi, Camilla.
We'll have to set up a. Yeah. We'll have everybody set up a poll on their channel of what it should be called. The whole community back here.
Yeah.
Tuberville's got to be on there.
yeah.
889 already, so you're getting close then, almost 900. If we could break 900 before the live was out, that would be awesome. Then all they need is 100. So by tomorrow night at this time, let's see if we can break them another, make the 1,000.
Paul Honeyman's giving you a little grief about your brand selection of your beer.
I would expect nothing less from Paul.
They probably have a hard time giving it away right now, Paul.
Right.
That's probably why you're drinking it.
Of course, it's cheap that way.
Crazies or the
I think it's probably cheaper than Shaper Light now, huh?
Right.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, but so surprised we didn't get any flooding on our property at all.
Yeah.
Nancy Brown said, "Hello, Mary. Hi, all you guys. Congrats on the property, Big Italian, and your sweet Judy. It is a beautiful day for the family. Love you and Mary and you all, Nancy from Texas."
We haven't married Nancy. Back over here. Let's just.
Just notice little Mary. Corn. Everybody loves Mary.
Somebody did it.
We're always happy on the live.
Paul D.
Oh, you're gonna have to go check out Mary and Miley's
There
Adventures.
is an answer to that.
'Cause they are coming soon. We'll tell you then that much. That's all we can see in there. But we'll tell you that much. They are coming soon. Her and Miley have been out there working pretty hard on that whole deal out there. So they really got that going on back there. What's that?
Said it's like.
Yeah, Bailey's getting it done.
I wouldn't doubt
I
that.
think I'm the only one here from Arkansas.
I wouldn't doubt that one of these, probably that one right there, has got to be 200 or 300 years old.
I would agree.
We've got that. If any of y'all remember the first live we did on this property, we did it right in front of that corner tree out there, and that thing, it would probably take 2.5 of us big guys to get our arms to go around that tree. So it makes you wonder. And that one y'all got back there on your property is pretty close to that.
They're still saying that the mics are cutting in and out. Several people have said it. Yeah.
All right, does that help any? It might just be the mics, y'all. We haven't used them in quite some time.
It could be the
Oh, are you using mics? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, we got two mics. We got one sitting over there and one
Okay.
sitting over here. But
Alright.
when that's when we were having the technical difficulties when we were trying to set this up, is because we couldn't tell if they were registering or not. So, I'm gonna get that fixed.
Hi, Camilla.
Hi, Camilla.
So for the next
got
one,
you
we'll
ready.
see what I can do about that.
Yeah, you know what to do.
Yeah, you say you don't have a good grasses. I don't have a clue on, I'm not a techie guy. Like I can build and fix just about anything except phones, computers.
Thank you.
Our daughter, Lexi, is actually in our picnic video. She's not showing her face, but
Yeah,
Yeah, she was there.
she was quite hilarious.
yeah, she just.
That's in the back. It was
It
cute.
may happen, it may not. We're
almost.
yeah, we're not gonna force them to, but they do help us a lot when we're not filming anything. We did start a second channel. I'm gonna try to do just small stuff, nothing major, like kind of behind the scenes, our daily lives, and maybe something cool that happens we can video that has nothing to do with our property, our way of life. So,
Yeah, and if you look through our posts, he likes to find little kids here and there.
Hi to Gary.
So now you're
Well, I'm happy, Manny, and so I hope you enjoyed that.
just so y'all know, Annie she is awesome. She's a lot of fun. So anyway, yeah, that's what we're doing, man. We're fixing to get started on their place here soon.
We've got 12 minutes left.
As soon as it dries out back there, we're gonna be working on Sean and Rachel's property. We're gonna be working back there with Judy and Tony, and that's gonna be awesome.
Yes. Chipper. TikTok, all kinds of good stuff. So clean that big old mess up down there. So you can't burn anything. It's gonna be in a burn ban probably for the next 3 or 4 months. We're gonna have a lot of stuff to do. So
We got no burn ban now. Now's the time to get down there and start burning.
Somebody asked when were y'all gonna move to your property?
as soon as we can see what's where we're gonna put the RV, and then we can camper down.
yeah, but
For us to
we're
work.
gonna have and stuff to break down over here too. We're gonna have to dismantle that deck we made for the bubble tent and all the skirting all the way.
Yeah, we gotta take all that stuff off first. So there's this bit.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be a dismantle week at that point. Plus, I gotta have my truck running because I've got the fifth wheel to be able to pull that thing around. So, right.
yeah. Wiley said he'd be willing to do it and help us out.
So there you go. There'd be another YouTube party.
Yeah. If you don't know who Jen and Wiley are at our mountain home, they're awesome people. Go check them out. But I'm sure everybody here knows who they are.
Yep. And if you don't know, definitely check them out.
I know you've been working with Wiley.
Working with all, yeah.
It's every guy's favorite channel, working with Wiley. He's building all this stuff their wife won't let him build.
Yeah. He took a 1940s or 50s Chevrolet truck and put it on a 2017 Chevrolet frame with engine. 6.0.
Interior and everything. Everything
Everything,
interior
yeah.
is all 17.
Yeah.
17.
Just the body itself is on a real old truck, and that truck, I tell you what, y'all, that truck is cool.
Every
so-
guy who ever wanted to build a resto mod like
Yep.
that, which we all do in the back of our brain, even mechanics and non-mechanics.
Yep.
He did it, and I mean, I'm telling you, it is a fantastic job.
Yeah,
You know,
it really is a cool truck.
For 3 days.
it's just a rest. But you guys,
You're fixing to build one of those fantasy pieces.
Yeah.
Their wife
We
won't
done
let them build
it.
it.
Yeah, so the video coming out tomorrow, guys, is going to be about the buggy and all the stuff that I have for the buggy. Thanks to y'all. and we are gonna set that up. I mean, we're gonna set this up so that Shorty can drive it, and we can teach Rachel and Sean's kids to drive, and what have you like that. And who knows, Mary might even get on it. You know, we had a couple. I did see a couple of suggestions, or put 2 seats in it and make it a side by side. But then I'd be widening the frame, and it would kind of take out some of the fun. But I do have an idea for 2 seats on it, one in the front and one in the back, that could still be very cool. So you gotta see it. Like I said, I'm gonna do that in stages, a little bit at a time on weekends or during the afternoon when I'm not doing nothing like tonight. Like here, if I wasn't doing the live, I'd probably be over there tinkering with it. But you never know. Well, just like I said, we're gonna do it a little bit at a time and kind of figuring out the stuff. We threw that thing together in a weekend, y'all. So the fact that it even drove over a weekend is pretty cool. So again, we're gonna see if we can't make this thing happen and make it do a lot better than it did last time. So tomorrow, definitely check out the video tomorrow, and I'm gonna show you all the modifications that I have parts for, and then a lot of the other modifications I don't have parts for. We're gonna have to make.
And yes, Wanda Henry, this is the surprise. We bought the 10 acres on the other side of Back to Good, so down the same road, the Jimstead, and then Back to Good, and then Tony and Judy will be the rabbit hole for Judy Jules and the Big Italian. We're gonna call our place the rabbit hole.
Have y'all named your property yet?
They have not.
Back to good property. We're actually going to do a poll very soon to name that creek. We got some really good suggestions. Cobblestone Creek, Back to Good Creek, Silver Creek.
We don't know yet. We haven't got that.
Okay, see, they need a.
We already knew that naturally because we're from the swamps of southern Louisiana, Butler Rose, and you have to name your house. I mean, your camp, everything has a name.
Westwood.
Um,
Angel on her house over there. Yes, actually, when I went by there today, there's been quite a few updates, but I haven't seen her to be able to go over there and talk to her and see what updates she's done. But I did see a big pile of stuff outside the door, so who knows? I'm curious. In fact, I need to go over there and talk to her. Yep.
Not simply,
Yeah, she doesn't have a YouTube
Yeah,
channel.
we
but
do.
I'll put her on there.
we're getting that property. The other side of Back to Good. We're gonna have tentatively named Tuberville, the road that's got nothing but YouTubers on it. There's 8 YouTube channels in like a 40-acre spot or 40-acre spot.
Yeah, 40 acres. 40 acres.
40?
Yeah. 410s back there. Yeah.
So we need to rename our road and then name the community. Everybody's gonna have to have names
If they
for
make
their properties.
keep it in shape, then you ought to be allowed to name
So we
it.
can keep track of all this stuff.
Yeah, I think
Whether it's private or it's not.
that's a private road. So this one was already this road here was already named before we got here. It was named 100 years
no
ago.
other people on this side.
But
Those are addresses on this road. We'll have to put whatever we want.
that's
up
whatever,
there.
yeah, we'll
Let's
just-
never know what happened.
Once it turns that corner right there, that's our property, our road.
Hey, Ralph Davis.
We're moving from Hot Springs, so it's not too far of a move.
Now we're moving an hour and a half north.
Was that what it takes you about an hour and a half to
It's
come
an
up
hour
here?
and a half driving.
Okay,
If I'm hungry,
That's
it takes
really-
an hour 45.
Beautiful
Right, that was
drive.
our-
that's really not bad though, considering like just going to Waldron's like 55 minutes.
Yeah. Soon.
Soon.
5 minutes. 5-minute warning.
Soon, yes. The rain kind of delayed everything. That 4 days of rain right there really put a damper on things because I've got to build the dirt up over there in front of the shop, so that I can have a good solid base over there. And then once I do that, then I can put the carport up. And then Tony happens to be an ASE certified master mechanic, which is going to help me with some of the tech stuff on it and what have you like that. And we're going to get the motor going here soon.
Yep, we can do it all.
So we will be getting there soon. And we have decided that Tony and I were talking about today that we think we have enough room inside the shop out there to put the lift. All we got to do is pour the concrete inside.
Yep.
Which would be, that is so cool, y'all. The fact that there's room there to make that happen. So concrete is coming in there soon. Concrete in the barn soon, in the shop soon. Can't spill the rest of the beans, Bill.
Yeah, a lot of people don't understand, you know, while you work on a piece of equipment or even the buggy, well, you got to make YouTube shots.
Mm-hmm.
And then the equipment has to stay running or you can't work,
That's right.
you know, or you can work by hand and it's a lot slower, but you know, all that stuff requires.
It's not raining that day.
You know what I mean? So yeah, that's going to be a priority item.
Not having a truck, yeah, that's essential. I mean, the backhoe, that was a bonus, you know, because we had already made an agreement long time before we even decided to do YouTube and move up here. That was already an agreement that I'd made with the guy that I got it from. So now it's at that point where now I just need the truck. But now I have all the parts. I've got the 20 by 20 shop there, the carport that I'm going to be putting up out there. We got the shop that we figured out is about 20 by 20. So that's right there. So pretty much all I just need to do is get the dirt built up so I can put that carport up over there. So I got some dry ground no matter what happens to sit on, you know. I'll throw a few pieces of plywood down. We should be able to move things around at that point. The backhoe will be an awesome help to lift the motor up out of there and move it around and be able to stick it up in there in the shop if we need to work on it, which we're going to have to, but. Yeah, it's happening.
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Notice you need to
Oh,
Who?
Anona Milton.
Yeah.
She's from Indiana, right?
Oh, she is? That is awesome. It's the right road for you. I know that. It's a good neighborhood. It's the right side of the tracks.
That means we got to build tracks now to keep
Dude,
it.
yeah,
Go
We'll
on.
keep- we'll just keep-
Ours is going to go over the next year probably altogether. Maybe not that long.
Maybe not that long.
But you know,
We're
we're
quicker
we're
than
not going to
we
just be able to move in a weekend. We got a lot of stuff to do and a lot of stuff to do here. It's going to be a progression, but it's going to be pretty quick, you know.
Well, we've already been downsizing for a couple years. We've been looking for the land a year and a half. And no,
They got an awesome support group right here to help. So, you know,
in that tent that Mary and Molly set up for their chill hill, if I put something like that by the camper, kind of a place to, you know, hang out and live. Since I've seen these girls utilizing these tents, I can move here before I get a house built.
the fact
know?
that bubble tent and that other tent, sorry, hon, go ahead. The fact that bubble tent and that other tent have made it through these storms, there is no doubt that is a comfy hangout
It's a
spot.
viable option,
Yeah,
you know.
the camper is just a place to sleep and cook. Rest of it, you got it going on.
Most of the
Anytime
time we cook outside.
So there you go.
we always end up in the bubble tent.
So
Here lately.
Ariel Israel Ben Zion said Tuberville Lane for the road, Tuberville for the community name. I like
Tuberville.
the name too.
Tuberville.
But and Anona Milton asked whether we
okay.
were at. I think the only meetup we went to last year was at Blue Lake. That's,
The
I think that's-
Arkansas River
Yeah,
Valley.
Blue Mountain. Yep.
Arkansas River Valley. Yeah, the one where y'all won the thing.
Yep.
That's where we met y'all.
we won. We
Oh
won.
no, that was 10 killer.
Yeah.
That was 10 killer.
Oklahoma. Yeah, we weren't a 10.
We didn't win nothing. Y'all won the bike at that.
We won the
Blue
trike.
Mountain.
Yeah, we
that's
won the
right.
grand prize trike in Blue Mountain.
And then y'all I kept waiting on for y'all to come on and say, "Oh, we're up here staying at Lindsay's house, or we're over here with Jen came got us," or they made it. Thank y'all so much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
See everybody.
All right, we'll see you next week.
94.
Yeah, and we're gonna go to Pet Killer this year, though. So they will be our first meetup. So
All right, guys, we'll see you soon. Hit the button. Stop talking.
Yes, you know, the